Hello, Hatsushi here. So let's talk about Sissy White in this video, and why you want to potentially run her in your PvP matches. So what is Sissy White good at? She can act again at the cost of 5 war coins, but before your 6 stars she only gets 1 war coin every turn, at the start of every turn, so you're not gonna get to act again or really spend any of her other skills that cost war coins before 6 stars. So with that, you're probably just going to be running the skills heal, mass heal, and perhaps mass attack instead. So not exactly the best before 6 stars, but still playable, as long as you spent that extra turn standing around on that first turn, and then on the second turn you're going to have 2 war coins, and this is where Sissy White gets to do her thing. After ending action, like you can heal, and afterwards you're going to be able to summon one of these 3 mercenaries. So there's 2 really good ones, and the really bad one is this, which is just a infantry that has roar. So roar dispels 2 of your enemy buffs and apply a 20% decrease to the attack. So not very good. You do have this attack command, so you do increase your ally's attack if you want to use this as an aura, but I don't really recommend it. It's like 10% does help, but usually not by a whole lot. Let's take a look at the other 2 summons. This Lancer is extremely good when you're running tankless. This is like filling up a 6 slot in your team. Because let's say you're running this 1 healer and 4 DPS, and you don't have a tank. You can summon this Lancer. He only blocks physical attacks, but you do have a passive guard and a 2 range guard. If you're up against any sort of single target enemy units like Leon, Helena, Elwyn, they only have physical attacks. They don't have any sort of AoE attacks. So they are forced to hit into this Lancer and waste their first attack on this mercenary. So after they attack this mercenary, you're probably going to have the advantage. And all of these summons, the mercenaries, they have really bad stats, so really they're just going to be there doing their one thing and then they're just going to die. But that's okay. Soaking up that first hit is going to be really crucial if you want to win this, the trading game, where they're forced into attack into really unfavorable targets, while you get to push up both this tank or makeshift tank with your a DPS, just threatening to take down your opponents. Or you can push together with your squishier units and get closer to your opponents that way. So those are some things that you can do with the Lancer, which is really strong when you're running tankless. And the next summon, this Knight is also extremely strong, because the Knight has this Smash skill. Smash is incredibly good because it applies 2 debuffs. On attack, it's just gonna explode itself, but that's okay. It's still gonna apply the 2 debuffs. One is defense reduced by 20%, and the other is unable to guard. So this unable to guard is really strong when you have single target units of your own and you're trying to break through your opponent's tank push formation. If your opponent have, let's say, 1 tank, 1 healer, their only healer, and 3 DPS, this is what you can do. Just smash the tank. Your opponent's tank can not remove this by themselves. Like, if they move, they're still going to have 1 turn of unable to guard left. So it forces your opponent to use their only healer action to dispel the unable to guard debuff. So once they do dispel, you can go in with like an AoE here and continue to debuff your opponent's team. So Doing so like that, you're going to be up on AoE damage. You're still going to debuff your opponents by a lot. If your opponent does spend their single healer action, if they do not spend their single healer action on dispelling this debuff, then of course you just go in with like an AoE here. Actually a single target, I mean. And take out one of their key units that's being guarded, like this Leon. Let's go in, attack the Leon. And this should kill. Yeah. So you either take out one of their units, trade one for one favorably in your favor, or you can continue debuffing your opponents after your opponents spends their only healer action. So Sissy White summons really strong. Like gives you a 6 unit tank, or it gives you a really strong smash that can allow you to rake tank push. Alright, that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.